Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Dre's State of Mind. It's your boy Dre, and I just wanted to start this podcast off by saying, rest in peace to Jelani Day. Unfortunately, his body was identified yesterday on the 23rd of this month, and it's crazy because like he was missing, since August, like late August. He was reported missing since late August, and it's almost been like a whole month before they identified his body. But his story didn't gain any national coverage. That was until I guess like his people, his mom and his folks were asking that his case get covered. Like Gabby Petito's. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. Her missing persons case. There was some people are saying, the media they have a habit of, the missing white lady syndrome. So, she got mad coverage and Jelani Day didn't, who happens to be a young black male. And so pretty much like from my understanding is, he went missing in August, like late August, and like the LaSalle County coroner actually reported, the body. His body was actually what turned out to be his body was reported. Was discovered September 4th. It was floating near the south bank of the Illinois River, approximately a quarter mile east of Illinois Route 251 bridge. So um, I'm assuming you had to let forensics do its thing, and try to find out you know I guess like his try to identify the body. I'm not sure exactly. I know like they can match dental records and things of that nature. So who knows like what state like his body was in, like like if it was badly decomposed, um, if there was like water, like if his body was it absorbed water, so like it bloated or anything like that. But at this moment, they don't know what happened to him, so there's no cause of death. So there's a further pending investigation. They're doing a toxicology test, I guess, to make sure that maybe it wasn't an accident or anything like that. But I suggest, well, I think that there's probably some foul play. So we don't know exactly like what's going on with his case. Hopefully, we get more coverage. The national press will actually report on this and keep us abreasted because they're saying we're giving them DNA so they can identify the body. No, we've given no. Okay, so his mom said like they've given him DNA to identify the body. However, what I was told that the crime lab does not have the solution. They need to process the DNA. That's fucking crazy. Like how you a crime lab but you don't have the DNA to. I mean, you don't have the solution to process, like, what I'm saying, this man's DNA and everything like that. So I think like really like they're just fumbling this man's whole case. So hopefully, we actually get something, you know, what happened, you know, they get to the bottom of this, and if there was foul play, that someone actually, you know, pays for their crime, or if it was just if it was an accident, like who knows? Like I don't know what happened leading up to the events of his untimely death. You said like the morning prior, Day was captured on surveillance video into a dispensary in Bloomington, which I believe that's in Illinois. Uh, 2 days later, police found his car in the woods 60 miles away in Peru, Illinois. Police said the clothes he was last seen wearing in the surveillance video were found in his white Chrysler 300. So I don't know if it was a robbery going wrong. I mean, because they didn't take his car or anything like that. I don't know if they took any of his money, like any of his possessions, any of his belongings, or anything like that. Or maybe it could have just been a hate crime because I know there's some racist people over in Illinois. outside of Chicago. I've heard like it's not really in some places it's not really too safe for black folks. So I'm not sure exactly like where Jelani was staying at, you know, but pretty much hopefully like more facts actually come out and we get to find out exactly what happened to this gentleman because he deserves closure and he deserves for his story to be heard and his story to be told. And if, like I said, if it was foul play, people need to bring whoever did this to justice. And pretty much like bringing up Gabby Petito, like that shit. Her story is just wild. That shit is just wild. Like at first, like I really didn't pay attention to it because I really don't pay attention to the news. Like I'm if you know me, like I'm either watching sports, or I'm playing video games or something like that. I rarely watch the news or anything like that. But I just kept hearing her name and everything like that because like she was disappeared. She disappeared in Wyoming, and it was like her and her uh, boyfriend, like they were just out. I guess like it seems like on a trip or something like that, and like there was one in Wyoming, and like she disappeared, and this dude just came back, and we was just chilling, and then like my man just hit the run. He just came home, lawyered up, and then like my man bounced. So they said like he went like down to I guess like his last known appearance was in like Florida or something like that. So it's like they're still in Florida looking for this motherfucker. Like I don't know if my man's actually like bounced out of the country. It wouldn't really surprise me if he did bounce out of the country, like on the low. Um, just to like throw the scent off of the FBI because the FBI claims that they have him under surveillance, so they know where he's at. But I'm like, if you know where he's at, then why the fuck are you searching for this man in the woods? You don't know where this motherfucker's at. Um, so pretty much from what I heard, well, from what I read, and from like what family and like I guess like friends of theirs were saying is those two were in a toxic relationship. So it's just like that's another thing I want to bring up is just pretty much a lot of people, especially like the youth or young adults and the youth nowadays. Like I don't understand this shit. Like motherfuckers really be glorifying toxic relationships when like they try to like normalize that shit when it doesn't make any sense. Like if you're in a toxic relationship and you know that this person is not right for you, like they're pretty much like bringing you down, and other people could see that shit. Like, why are you still with that person? Like, there's mad red flags. Like, if there's like numerous amounts of red flags, you should just get the fuck up out of there, because ain't no person worth your health or your sanity. Like, ain't that much coochie, ain't that much dick out there. Well, I don't know nothing about dick, but ain't that much coochie out there for you to like just keep fucking banging your head up against a brick wall. Like the shit makes no sense. It's saying like friends of Gabby Petito and Brian Landry allegedly detected red flags in their relationship long before the fatal cross country trip. Before her death was confirmed on September 21st, Utah police responded to a 911 call that reported an alleged domestic problem between the couple, with the caller saying Landry was slapping Petito. So it's like he was sitting up there, like, I guess like he slapped her. I don't know if he didn't leave any marks or something like that, because I guess ultimately, if you don't have like any, I guess like strong cause to arrest the man, like there was physical marks, or I guess like if she don't want to press charges, then I guess like there's nothing that you could really do, or if she doesn't want to have him arrested. I'm assuming like there's nothing that the cops can do. And this dude's white too, so I'm pretty sure like they just gave my man like a pass, like all right, like we don't see nothing, we just gonna let you go, but like yo, just chill. Probably. Now if he was probably black or something like that, it would have arrested his black ass on the it would have arrested his black ass like on the spot. Like, dog, what are you doing? They would have arrested him for being with a white chick, period. So it says the 22-year-old blogger was seen crying in the police body cam footage on August 12th, explaining she was "quote unquote" fighting with her fiance. Authorities said he returned home. He returned to his home in Florida without her. Okay, so um, this motherfucker, like, they lived in. I guess he lived in Florida. I don't know where the fuck she lived at. But okay, so I'm assuming they both lived in Florida since they're boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever. So, but they were boyfriend and girlfriend. Um, Without her on September 1st, and his family has not seen him since September 14th. So my man's like spent 13 days at home, then like he just fucking dipped. He remains a person of interest in the FBI and police investigation. However, things weren't 100% wonderful between the couple, when Landry's friend Ben Matula um, knew them as teens in Long Island, New York. There was always something below the surface, he told People from an article on September 22nd. One moment they'd be all over each other, the next he'd be like, "We're fighting." He alleged that there was always some drama. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people, I don't know why some people like they just go through this revolving door of like emotions, and it's like, all right, because it's like you could say that, you know, yeah, baby, I'm going to change and everything like that. But if the person keeps displaying like the same behavior, then you know that they're not going to change. Like, that person has to want to change for themselves. Like, you can't change a person. And unfortunately, she probably found out the hard way. Because they, when they found her body and everything like that, and then like they ruled that, her death was a homicide. So, you know, that's why this nigga's on the run, because he killed her, and they gave this man like a whole fucking head start to get, to get to wherever he's doing, and for him to come home, lawyer up, because he definitely like was not talking to anybody. He ain't talked to police, nothing. Like, he just came home, got his lawyers, and then my man just bounced. So they're in Florida looking for this motherfucker right now, which that's what I'm saying. Like, it still perplexes me where they're like, yo, we FBI has surveillance on this man, and you're on a man, like, you have a manhunt looking for this dude. Like, you have no clue where the fuck this man is at. Now it says the U.S. District Court of Wyoming issued a federal arrest warrant for Landry on September 23rd. So, relating to his alleged activities, well, quote unquote, activities following the death of his fiance. So, yeah, this man is out here. He's out here. So, you got to presume that this man is armed and dangerous or whatever, since he already killed his girlfriend. And who knows what he might do. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's desperate. He's trying to stay, I guess, like, keep his quote unquote freedom, which he ain't gonna have that long once they catch his ass, or they might find his body if he took the coward route and was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just kill myself." And if that's the case, like, dog, you should have just killed yourself, like, pretty, like, before, like, even like just killing her. Like, I'm not an advocate, for suicide or anything like that. Like, but it's just like, if you're going to that's how I feel like when people do like that mass shooting, like they go like, do the mass shootings and or just kill multiple people and shit like that. Then they fuck around and kill themselves. I'm like, dog, you should have just did that shit and just spared everybody else. Like, why are you making everybody else's life fucking miserable because your life is miserable? I'm pretty sure, like, you could, if you talk to somebody or try to get therapy or just think things through or anything like that. I mean, everybody's case is different, but it's just like, bro, before you take someone else's life, like, I would rather you take your own than you take someone else's or multiple other people's lives and fucking destroy other people's lives because you weren't happy. Like, that's just the ultimate selfish thing. Like, I feel that you could do. Like, shit is fucking crazy, dog. And yeah, so like that shit is crazy. Um, Also, I seen, what was it, R. Kelly in the news once again. Um, so I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on with this dude now? Um, so pretty much they're saying that all right, so R. Kelly's sex crimes case is going before jurors. So his case is almost wrapped up. It says here's what they need to agree. Here's what they need to agree on to reach a verdict. All right, so excuse me. So pretty much, jurors are expected to begin deliberating Friday, which is today, in R. Kelly's federal sex crimes trial in New York. The singer is accused of running an enterprise that helped him recruit and groom victims for sexual abuse. Um, Now, the jury is partially sequestered and is expected to review trial evidence before returning its verdict. So, pretty much, 7 men and 5 women will decide whether Kelly is guilty of running an enterprise that assisted him in recruiting, grooming, and sexually abusing boys, girls, and women for more than 2 decades. Now, I knew, we all knew about the girls, the girl allegations and everything like that, but I had no clue, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was doing this shit to boys too, like, this motherfucker, like, he's already a savage, but, like, pretty much everything that keeps coming out of this case is, like, it just makes this motherfucker worse, which I was never a fan of R. Kelly anyway. Like, I didn't like this nigga since, like, R. Kelly in the public announcement. Now, over his career, he had, maybe a handful of songs that I actually liked. But other than that, it just, like, I just never was a fan. There was just something about him that I just couldn't rock with. So it says the jurors heard testimony from 50 witnesses over the course of 5 weeks at the at the Brooklyn Federal Court building. Prosecutors called 11 accusers to the stand, along with dozens of former employees, associates, and experts, to build a case around the theory that the singer used his inner circle and entourage to further maintain his predatory behavior. Which, yes, I do agree. Like, the people that was hanging around him, the people that was on his payroll, they definitely enabled this motherfucker. Because I guess, like, they're like, he's the breadwinner. He's bringing in all the money. So why the fuck are we going to stop the money train? But I'm just like, yo, there's more things that's important than money. Like, a child's innocence is way more important than some fucking money. Like, all these motherfuckers that's in their circle and in the entourage, like, they all need to do jail time. Like, just not just R. Kelly, but everybody that was associated with this shit. Like, even if the parents are paid off, like, they need to go to fucking jail. Like, why would you subject your child? Why would you subject your children to fucking sexual abuse, like, for some bread? Like, that shit it doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, I know people need money, but fuck, like, there's other ways to get fucking money, dog. Now it says the defendant's victims aren't groupies or gold diggers. That's what the lawyer said. They're human beings. Well, not the lawyer, but the defense attorney. They're human beings. They're daughters, sisters, and now some of them are mothers, and their lives matter. So it says, as part of the racketeering and Mann Act case, the Mann Act, I believe, is like the racketeering part of the case. So it's like the sex crime part, and then there's like the racketeering part. Kelly is accused of having an employee bribe an Illinois official to obtain a fake ID for a 15-year-old Aaliyah. Kelly believed he impregnated Aaliyah. Witnesses testified and wanted to marry her so she can obtain an abortion. Like, this dude really ain't shit. Like, between him and Karl Malone, that's another piece of shit. But that's for like another episode. That's a story for another day. If people don't know the story of Karl Malone and all that, like, he wasn't as bad as R. Kelly, but he's up there on the piece of shit meter. In addition to transporting his young victims, many of them only teenagers at the time, crossed state lines for sex. Prosecutors also alleged that Kelly knowingly had sex with several girls and young women without disclosing his positive herpes diagnosis. So this motherfucker was out here slanging herpes too. God damn, this nigga is fucking disgusting. Like this nigga is he's just like a narcissist. Like this motherfucker is like a fucking god damn, what's the word I'm looking for? Sociopath. This nigga is a sociopath, like a fucking pervert. Like this nigga is everything. Several of his sexual partners testified that they contracted the incurable virus during their relationships with him. His accusers also testified that the singer has an explosive temper and was physically and mentally abusive towards them when they didn't follow his strict set of rules. Now, I can see like he looked like he the type that got an ego and shit like that. So it's like he probably feel like he better than you because he got all that money and shit like that, and people they kiss his ass. So I could see him like trying to if the chicks didn't want if they didn't want to do what he wanted them to do, like him going off and everything like that, or even like probably him yelling at his the people in his inner circle like yo, I don't think it's a good idea, like, and him just going off and shit like because yo he got money and he just think like yo I'm better than these motherfuckers like yo as soon as the money ran out like they got that motherfucker and I'm glad they got him like cause I never like let off of this motherfucker like since the Aaliyah allegations and everything like that when they're trying to be like oh nah that's not true blah blah blah. I'm like bro how come she never fucked with you ever again after she left, like after she left after she stopped fucking with you like she stopped fucking with you at all, like normally like what I'm saying like if it was like a I guess a creative amicable breakup or something like that in the industry they might not like fuck with them. But like you might still do music or something like that. Like Aaliyah did not fuck with this nigga at all. So it was just like, yo, I always had suspicions then. But and then what confirmed my suspicions was them damn sex tapes. I don't even know how the fuck this nigga got away with the sex tapes. Like back in like the early 2000s, like this motherfucker, like his face was all up in the camera, dog. Like I seen the sex tape. So I was like, yo, let me see if this is really this motherfucker. Like this nigga's face was all up in the camera. And they still let this motherfucker go. Like he still got off, yo. Like I guess like that's because like he still had, he had the bread. So it's just like that shit is crazy. Like it's amazing what money can let you get away with. But as soon as that motherfucker runs out, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's your ass, nigga. And he's learning the hard way right now. And I hope they get this motherfucker. I hope they throw the book at this nigga, yo. Like just pretty much like judging off of like all the accusations and everything that he's done and everything like that. Like I hope they give this nigga the maximum time. Like give this motherfucker like 150 years. Throw the book at this nigga, dog. Like get this nigga the fuck up out of here. Like and then let the niggas in prison get this nigga. But I don't know, like, no, they probably beat his ass, something like that. Just knowing that this man got herpes and shit. I don't know if they gonna make that nigga drop the soap, but you know, hey, if you got lifers in there, like, them niggas don't give a fuck. They in that bitch for life, so it's like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, yeah, fuck R. Kelly, man. Like I've been saying that shit for years, yo, and everybody's like, yo, you just a hater, dog. Like blah blah blah. Like nah, fuck that nigga. Like for real. Like he really ain't shit. Fuck that nigga. Anyway, all right, so we just gonna switch gears right now. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yo, all right, so we switching gears, right? And when I when I'm I clicked on the Wikipedia page and for Ben Simmons. I want to talk about his bitch ass. Like me being the Sixers fan, like that nigga pisses me the fuck off. Like, yo, fuck this nigga. But so if you type in, so I use Google Chrome like search engine or whatever. So if you type in Ben Simmons in the search engine, like the John pops up. It's like Ben Simmons, and it gives you like Benjamin David Simmons. But it's funny as shit. It says like his parents is Trey Young and fucking Dave Simmons, yo. This shit is mad funny. It's saying like fucking Trey Young is this nigga's father, yo. Like, yo, cause Trae Young did outplay, he outplayed like a whole bunch of people in that Atlanta series that the Sixers had in the second round in the playoffs this past series in the playoffs. This past season. So pretty much if anybody's living under a rock, basketball fan or anything like that, Ben Simmons, like he says that he's prepared to sit out. He doesn't want to play in Philadelphia anymore, which like proves to me that he's a bitch. Like, all right, so pretty much like when I first heard about Ben Simmons, like coming out of high school and everything like that, and there was so much hype about him. Oh, he's the number one prospect, things of that nature. So I started watching footage and everything like that. So I'm like, all right, maybe this dude might be all right. So then he goes to LSU, to college, because you can't just go straight to the league. You gotta do you got to do a year in college, and then nowadays you can either choose college or you can go into G League, or you can actually like go overseas and play overseas like for a whole year. Pretty much the rule is you have to be 1 year removed from high school so you can go to the league. So he goes to LSU, and pretty much like I see him play. Like I see a couple of games, LSU games on ESPN, and I'm watching them. I'm like, yo, there's nothing really impressive about Ben Simmons. Like I don't really see the hype. Like I never seen this motherfucker like take a jump shot, nothing like that. Like everything was, all right, I'm a blow past my I'm gonna use my God given ability, my God given physical ability to get past my defender, and I'm dunking on cats, or like I'm hitting my teammates off of passes or whatever like that. But I never seen him take a jump shot. Like never really seen him take a jump shot. And on top of that, the other red flag was he didn't make LSU better. Like they didn't even make they were an average team. Like they didn't even make the NCAA tournament. So that was like another red flag. I'm like, yo, he really didn't make his team better. And that actually kind of foreshadowed, like in the future, couple years down the line, the same thing that Philly did with Markelle Fultz. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Y'all like point guards, but like fucking broke jump shots and didn't make their teams better in college because, Markelle Fultz did the same thing at Washington. He didn't make his team better. Like they were like 9-21 or some shit. And I'm like, how the fuck is this dude considered like in consideration for the number one pick in the draft? Like you didn't even make your team better. So it was like that's what Ben Simmons did. And I'm just like, bro. So we could have had Jason Tatum, who I was very impressed. Like, and I'm not even like when it comes to college, like college basketball, I'm a Tar Heels fan. So everybody knows, like, Tar Heels, you don't fuck with Duke at all. But Duke has like a couple of players like over the years that while in college I was like, damn, this is a bad motherfucker. Like I fucks with this dude. Like even though like you part of the enemy side, like I like this guy's game. Let's see how that shit translates. In the pros, like how it's going to translate in the pros. Like Jay Williams is one of them, all the way back to Grant Hill. Like Grant Hill, he was on the same squad, but like Bobby Hurley, fucking Christian Laettner, like those niggas, Thomas Davis, like no, Thomas Hill. I hated them niggas. I hated them niggas. I hated them niggas. I hated them niggas. But I like Grant Hill. So Grant Hill was like one of my favorite players, like coming from Duke. Jay Williams. Who else? It's like a short list. I didn't like Elton Brand back then either. Okay, and then Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum. So it's about like three players that I actually liked that actually, went to Duke, and I liked them while they were playing at Duke. So we had a chance to get Jason Tatum. Dr. J told the Sixers, yo, you should get this Jason Tatum kid. Like, he's going to be really good for the team. They fucked around. No. You know what? That was when they got Markelle Fultz. That's why I'm mad at Markelle Fultz, too, because we could have got fucking Jason Tatum, but these niggas chose fucking Markelle Fultz. Okay, I got the drafts mixed up. But pretty much like Ben Simmons, they were told him to be like the next LeBron and everything like that. I was like, yo, at least LeBron got like a little fucking mid-range jump shot. Like, he's not the greatest three-point shooter, but, LeBron, he has like a little mid-range jump shot. Ben Simmons doesn't have a mid-range jump shot. But then what frustrates people is like, he was in the league for, I want to say like his fourth, fifth year or something like that. Then like during the summertime, he was balling over at Lifetime Fitness, like putting out, like someone actually recorded him. I guess it's one of his peoples or whatever, of him in the gym, hitting 3 pointers, like hitting shots from like playing full time. I mean full court, pickup games with other dudes in Lifetime Fitness, like, what I'm saying, like hitting jump shots from all over the fucking place in the gym. So I'm like, dog, where the fuck was this at in the regular season? Because ever since like he's been to the Sixers, I think like what uh we reached the playoffs. I think his second year or third year in the season, in his career. So pretty much like we get to the playoffs or whatever, and then everybody has the book on this motherfucker. Like he will not shoot the ball. Like he has no confidence in his jump shot in the NBA. Like which is fucking ridiculous. Like this dude is like, all right, so I'm gonna just like get rebounds, I guess, play defense, and get some assists, but I'm not really going to be aggressive on the offensive side. And I'm like, dog, like your unwillingness to fucking actually shoot the ball outside of like 5 feet in the paint is putting all the fucking offensive pressure on Joel Embiid. Like that's not fair to your fucking teammate. Like you're not playing team ball. Like you're just a selfish ass motherfucker. And like right now, he's proving that he is a selfish ass person. Because like all they ask for this motherfucker is to improve your game. Like, just give us a mid range jump shot. We're not even saying you gotta hit shots from the arc. Like, just fucking, just develop a mid range game. And he refuses to do this shit. Or even if he can do the shit, he won't do it. So then, you know, um, they I guess like there was like some subliminal shots like thrown after the series by Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid or whatever. So this nigga get all butthurt and shit, talking about some. I don't want to play for Philly anymore. I want to be traded. Like first of all, you diminished your trade value. So if you wanted to get traded, you should have balled out in the playoffs, dog. And then like other teams be like, okay, like for your salary, which is like $100 something million, why would the fuck would I trade for a player that can't or refuses to shoot and he's making like over $100 something million? Why? Why would I do that? And his agent is Rich Paul, who is one of the most powerful agents in sports. Period. Like I'm not even gonna say basketball. Like he's one of the most powerful agents in sports. Period. Like I respect the hell out of Rich Paul. For him grinding and coming from where he came from with no degree or anything like that to like being one of the most powerful sports and man, one of the most powerful agents in sports. Like I respect that man, but they're like advising, like they're giving Ben Simmons some terrible advice. Like that's just my opinion. They're just giving that man terrible advice, and you're just looking like a little bitch. And at this particular point in time, I'm like, yo, just get Ben Simmons the fuck out of Philly, dog. Like for real, just get this nigga out of Philly. Like I don't give a fuck what you gotta do. Trade this nigga for a pack of Cheetos and a fucking Snapple or something like that. If that'll get this man out of Philly, because Sixers fans do not want to fuck with this nigga. And even if there were some Ben Simmons Ben Simmons fans in Philly, like he lost the motherfuckers. Like after you passed up an open dunk to pass the ball to like Thibault, and he got fouled, and he only hit one out of two he only hit one out of two free throws amongst like what was it, the collapse, and I believe that was like game four. He did the game four, game five, like when Philly collapsed, and like that led to them losing the series. But I'm just like, bro, you gotta get the fuck up out of here, dog. Like, so it was like even his supporters is like, yo, he gotta get up out of here. So I'm seeing reports that you know, but there's been mock trades, and I like the one for him and the package for like him and send him to Sacramento. It's like a 3-team deal. I mean, we would have to give up Tyrese Maxey or whatever, but send him to Sacramento, and then we would get, I believe it was Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox. So, I'll definitely take De'Aaron Fox. Or if we trade this nigga to Washington, I'll take Bradley Bill. If we trade this nigga to Portland, I'll take either um, fucking the fuck is my man's name? Oh, Damian Lillard. I'll either take Damian Lillard, or I'll take the other dude from Portland. The fuck is his name? I gotta put respect on my man's name. Hold up. I'm trying to look at this man's. I see his face. I can't remember what the fuck his name is. I see his face. C.J. McCollum. God damn it. I put some respect on C.J. McCollum's name. He's just overshadowed a little bit just because Damian Lillard is his backcourt running mate. But yeah, I'll take either one of them. So he keep trying to say like he wants to go like to a California team, like he wants to go to the Warriors or something like that. It's like you don't really fit with the Warriors, but like if we get fucking Klay Thompson back for this nigga or like James Wiseman or some shit, like as long as we get some of value for this motherfucker, like just get this man up off the team, dog. Like I don't understand, like do you want to be a great basketball player, or do you just want to make money, and do you want to like just be famous? Like, and it's looking like he just want to be famous with a lot of money, and it's like you're not even working on your game. So it's just like we don't respect that. Get the fuck about it, Philly. But Philly has all the leverage. Like he thinks he has leverage, but Philly has all the leverage. So like pretty much they could sit this man out, like let him sit for like the duration of his contract. He'll lose mad bread. Because like they wouldn't even have to really pay him. And they'd just be finding the shit out of him while he's sitting out because he's choosing to sit out. So if you don't want to play, then they're just gonna find you like every fucking day until you get your ass up and be like, "Yo, I want to play," and then we could work on trading you because pretty much like right now your trade value is not really that good. Like there's not really a big market out there for you. Like I can understand like with James Harden, because like James Harden, he still had like last year he had a lot of he still had a lot of value or whatever because he's one of the best like top five on ball like offensive one-on-one players or whatever, and he can offensively he's gonna give you a whole bunch. Defensively, that's to be seen. Everybody knows James Harden don't play defense, but yeah. So pretty much, like I can understand with James Harden because he had some leverage. Like Ben Simmons has no fucking leverage, and these people out here are just they're advising you, I think, poorly, and you need to just sit up there and just look at all your options because pretty much like even considering like even if it's sitting your ass on the bench or something like that, like just show up and just be like, all right, fuck it, until they can actually trade you. But we'll see what Ben Simmons does because, or what Philly does. Like if it's a deal that you can't pass up, then yeah, go ahead and trade that motherfucker. But if everybody keeps coming at you with some bullshit deals, like you ain't gotta trade that man. Just let that man sit. Let him sit. Find that nigga, and then once he starts losing a significant amount of bread, then yeah, he might actually be like, all right, I gotta get it back. I gotta get back into the at least into the building or something like that. So, yeah. So right now it's just it's fuck Ben Simmons and Philly, and that's what it is. That's what it is, man. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to cover for right now. I think that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna just end this podcast right here, and I appreciate everyone who is who's listening, and once again, your support is always appreciated. Your listens is always appreciated. If anybody wants to support, this podcast, you could definitely do that. Actually, if you go to, I believe it's like Anchor. All right, so let me check this out real quick. If anybody want, yeah, for active listener support, If anybody wants to help support the podcast, I'm clicking on this thing right now. All right, what the fuck, man? Bear with me. Bear with me. All right, so you could pretty much go to, I believe it's anchor.com, no, anchor.fm. Actually, hold on. All right, so I'm looking for like the official website that you can go to. All right, so it is anchor.fm slash, well, yeah, backslash Andre dash Leon dash Andrew dash Gaynair, that's GAYNAIR slash support number sign underscore equals and underscore. So pretty much like you can go there and you can just you can leave a message. You know, if you and give me some constructive criticism, or just like any positive feedback or any feedback that you want to do. Like you can just you can click on the thing. It says message, and then also you can also leave some support as well. Like you can actually donate. I believe it's like anything like from $1 up or whatever. It would definitely help the podcast out and help me bring you a better podcast. Excuse me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And thank you for listening. And I will be back with y'all definitely soon. I'm gonna try to make these more of a weekly podcast instead of like having a couple weeks go in between. So yeah, I'm gonna make a more concerted effort to make more episodes like weekly. And yeah, thank you, and I will talk to y'all later.